Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. It's 6 a.m. in the morning here in Iloilo City in the Philippines. I'm at the River Esplanade. Today, it's been 2 weeks since my last treatment, and today I'm scheduled for treatment at 9 a.m. So I figure this would be my last walk here at the Esplanade for a little bit, because once I get the treatment, it usually knocks me down for about 3 days, and then on the fourth day is when I start feeling better again. Just want to do a quick shout out to my good friend Steve. He got me this shirt from all the way from Las Vegas. It's United States Air Force shirt, the Thunderbirds. Appreciate you, Steve. Appreciate you, my brother. Really enjoyed talking to you and our friendship. You know, it's like I really treasure both Dazzle and I. We really treasure you and Nova's friendship. Hope to see you again, you know, when you come back. You know, hopefully I'm in better condition and we can hang out more. Today I just wanted to do a video. Got an idea on this video from a viewer, actually, because a viewer had asked me a question on one of our videos regarding since in Boracay Island they don't allow you to do any eating or drinking on the beach. So he was concerned because he requires a lot of drinking water, he said. So, and then he said, are there restrooms in the beach? And that's one of the things here in the Philippines. When you go to any public beach, or I've never seen a public restroom. You know, unlike when you're in the United States or any other Western country, normally when you go to a public beach, there's public restrooms and there's public showers. Even when you come off the beach, you can rinse off, because when I lived in Long Beach, you know, I used to surf in Long Beach, and that's how it was. You get done surfing, you go to, there's restrooms and showers. Those just do not exist in the Philippines, not that I know of. I've never seen them. I've been here in the Philippines 12 years, and I've never seen a public restroom on the beach. So it gave me an idea to do a video on some of the things that people like us, you know, when we come from a Western country, we just assume that they would have it in other countries. So that's the topic of this videos, are things that might surprise you when you come here that they do not have here in the Philippines. I can see this dragon boat team. They're getting on their dragon boat. I see 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12 people on the dragon boat. So I'm sure they're gonna do some training this morning here at the River Esplanade. I see them often now, you know, when I'm here from the balcony. I watch the dragon boat. I've also seen a paddle boarder here. Same thing when you're in the highways here in the Philippines. When you're traveling, like when Dazzle and I, we traveled pretty much the entire Luzon, from the southern tip of Luzon to the northern tip of Luzon. And that was a lot of driving on the highway. You won't see a public restroom in the highways here. In other countries, that's normal. You have those rest stops, is what they call. Here, they just don't have them. Your best bet when you're long distance driving is when you stop at a gas station. That's where the restrooms that you'll see. Another thing that's I think is important, but they really haven't put emphasis here in the Philippines. When you go on vacation at other countries, Western countries, Western resorts, there are usually at those resorts there's usually trauma centers. There's usually an emergency room or something like that, because when you go on vacation, I guess the last thing you would think is accidents. But unfortunately, those kind of things happen when you're on vacation. You know, it's like when you're doing water activities. There's just things, accidents happen. And that's one of the things that when you go here to the Philippines, I'll give you an example. Even in Boracay Island, if you go to Boracay Island and you're doing a water activity, you're jumping off cliffs, you're doing paddle boarding, even kite surfing, that's really popular in Boracay. If you just happen to injure yourself, let's say you break your leg, and I've seen that happen in Boracay, people suffering broken leg. There is no trauma center in Boracay Island that can fix that for you. What they'll do to you is they'll stabilize you, of course, and they'll have to transport you to the nearest hospital, which is in Calibo, and that's about an hour and a half drive from Boracay Island. You'll actually have to, oh, there's the dragon boat, they're all taken off already. You would actually have to be put on a boat from Boracay Island to the mainland, and then from the mainland you would have to be transported by ambulance. And the ambulances here, like in our province of Aklan, it is not the same ambulances that you are used to in a Western country, like the box thing that's they roll the gurney in there and it's a comfortable ride. Here in the province, it's basically a multi-cab. A multi-cab is the same transportation type vehicle they use to transport public transportation. So it's almost kind of like a jeepney, and I'm sure people have seen pictures of a jeepney in the Philippines. So you would have to get transported to Calibo, and there they would have the capability to like at least set your leg right and get the trauma care that you need. Again, that's medical care, you know. That's why in our province of Aklan, that's why I'm getting my medical here in Iloilo City, because medical care in our province right now is lacking. You know, they are building a brand new big facility, big hospital, so hopefully that will change in the future. But for now, you know, it's like everybody that lives in Calibo or in Aklan, they pretty much come here to Iloilo City for medical care, and this place is about a 3.5 hour drive, so it's some distance. And that's our apartment right there here in that's the Uptown Place condominium, and here's the Esplanade. Another thing in the province that you really don't have to worry when you're living in a Western country is in our province of Aklan, there's actually, like, as far as garbage pickup, as far as the sanitation department, there are many areas in our province that do not have one. There's actually places that where people live where their garbage, there's nobody picking garbage up. So it's you pretty much have to take care of your own garbage. Like, people will bury their garbage, or people will burn their garbage. So that's a common sight actually in the province of Aklan, is you'll see people burning garbage, and that's just something that you wouldn't see when you're at other places. You just won't see that, you know, but that's common. That's very common in our province. Another thing, another viewer had asked me if I know any real estate agent in Calibo. And Dazzle and I asked around friends, and you know, we looked through Calibo, and really the real estate agents and even real estate listing, it's not the same. You know, there's no automated, or there's no listing online where you can check how much houses are, because this person, he had asked me, he has a house that he had built in Calibo and he wanted to sell it. So that's another thing, would be when you do decide to build a house here in the Philippines and decide to sell it, there's really not where you can compare prices around your neighborhood or have an idea on how much you would sell your home. Selling a house here in the Philippines is not an easy process. It's not easy to sell a home here in the Philippines because you would have to figure out how much your house costs. It's easier like for our house because we live in a subdivision, so there's comparable house in our subdivision. There's comparable 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom homes. So you can kind of gauge, you know, how much the new ones they're building cost to what your house would cost. But a lot of times I see expats building houses outside subdivisions here because they like that privacy, and they start building up their house. You know, they'll fence it, they'll landscape it, and normally it's at least a 3-bedroom 2-bath house in a big lot. And when something happens and they want to sell it, it's always hard to find a price on how much they would ask, because you can't do any comparison. You know, it's like your neighbor's house could be like a 2-bedroom 1-bath in a small lot, and you're occupying 3 times or 4 times the lot that your neighbor's house is. So it's not easy. It's not easy when you're trying to sell your house, and then also to find somebody that would have that kind of cash, because I've seen, you know, expats here build like big houses on big lots, and some of them asking up to 20 million pesos even, and that's about $400,000, and hard to find buyers here in the Philippines with that kind of cash. That's why I would recommend, if you decide to move here to the Philippines, just rent. You know, there's so many places that you can rent here, and then you're not gonna be tied down to a location. Once you build the house, pretty much you're gonna be staying in that area. You know, it's a lot easier to move when you're just renting, and there's plenty of places to rent here, month to month. You don't even have to sign a long lease like the apartment we're living at. You know, we're paying month to month. You know, we didn't sign a lease at this apartment, so we can give our 30-day notice and move. You know, makes it easy. Another thing to consider is like in our province, we don't have 911. There's no number where you could call and they could immediately get to you for medical response. As a matter of fact, our small town of Numancia, I know they might have 2 to 3 vehicles, but normally they'll only have 1 crew on duty during the day or during the night. So if they're already responding to an incident and you try to contact them, it might take them a while to get to you. So that's why Dazzle and I, we came up with our own plan. You know, we live in a subdivision. Our security guards, they would be a big help to us in case of an emergency, because the security guards, they know how to drive, they know how to get me if there was some kind of emergency. They can get me to the nearest hospital. And it's good to have a plan like that, because it's like in an emergency, you're already in a panic situation, and that's not the time to figure out where the nearest hospital is, who can drive the car to take you there, and things like that. You really have to have a good plan in place, because again, you know, it's like it's not like if you're living here in a city like Iloilo City, you know, there might be an ambulance that can come to you quick, emergency response crew that can come to you quick. In the province, it just doesn't exist. You know, it's like they'll do their best to get to you quick, but again, if they're already responding to another incident, it might take them time to get to you. And this is the Esplanade every morning. That's why I like walking here in the morning, and then Dazzle and I, we like come in here at sunset. It's just a nice place to walk around, get a little bit of exercise. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in our next video.